Hey, what is going on? It is Rob from Crypto Bobby, and today I want to talk about number one is Ethereum ready to pop off? Is ETH in a position now where things are really about to take a move for the better back to the all-time highs? Then I also want to talk a little bit just about kind of playing the long game in cryptocurrency and finding coins with good fundamentals and waiting for them to pop off, because there have been, in the past week or so, there have been numerous coins recently, from Monero to Litecoin to really a number of different cryptos that have, if you've been patient with them, they have had a really nice run as of late. So I want to talk a little bit about what that really means for you as an investor, when you are looking at these cryptocurrencies, and how you can kind of make that play forward. So let's get into the discussion. If you are new here as well, though, hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate that. I come with daily crypto videos as well as some crypto happy hour live sessions a few times a week, but daily videos on the subject of cryptocurrency, whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, the altcoins, wherever it might be. So let's get started. And the first thing I want to discuss a little bit is on the side of Ethereum. Now, I am invested in Ethereum. It's probably one of my, between Ethereum and Bitcoin and a few other altcoins, Ethereum is definitely one of my core holdings. And for full transparency, I do think Ethereum is in a good place right now, and it's had this nice, slow, steady movement over the past month or so. And I want to talk a little bit about whether or not Ethereum is in a place where it's going to be picking up long term and moving in the right direction. So, if we look back at the past month or so, I'm here on CoinMarketCap, but just looking at the past month or so, Ethereum has had a really nice rise from recovery, really from 200 or so all the way back up to right now at 337. And if you've noticed anything, even within the past 7 days, taking a look at really the past 7 days or so, Ethereum, while it had a little bit of a jump, but was kind of hovering around 300 for quite some time, and over the past 7 days has stabilized at the 300 mark, and really pretty much every couple days it's gained a few different dollars. It's really been like 1.5%, 2% basically over the past 7 days. You can see here as it's kind of moved, it's moved from 320 stabilizing, moved up to 325, and then 327, 330, and now is every single day pretty much just had this slow, steady rise. And I think that's been really encouraging to see that level of slow rise. And particularly within the cryptocurrency space, I think people love to see when a coin goes from, let's take Monero for example, from $50 or so to $140. And that, obviously, it's a fantastic jump if you are invested in it, but sometimes that level of jump isn't always sustainable, whereas this type of movement, in my opinion, with Ethereum is something that is really sustainable. And while it's not leading to this crazy fear of missing out, FOMO type jumping on the train, at the same point, at the same point in time, to the same token, who complains about 1 or 2% gain every single day? I mean, that's something that in a lot of regular markets, 1% gain, 2% gain is something that's feasible for an entire year. We're talking about that basically in the past week. Almost every single day we're seeing that type of level of movement. And I think it's, Ethereum has quietly crept up basically from $200 or so a month ago all the way back to 337, and is, I think, in a position really to test its all-time highs in the near future and go well beyond that, specifically with the advancements surrounding Metropolis and some of the other kind of technical advancements and implementations that they have going on within Ethereum. So I think that it's something to keep an eye on. Personally, in my mind, I would not be surprised if Ethereum continues this nice rise upwards, and within the next month to month and a half, 2 months, is at and above $400 and testing those all-time highs. So I remain extremely optimistic about Ethereum, and I do think there's going to be a certain point in time where Ethereum is really going to spike up and have a nice big rise. And I think that's going to be great for a lot of people that are investing within this, within Ethereum. So I'm looking at that, and I'm continuing to maintain that as long as Bitcoin doesn't have a crazy drop, as long as Bitcoin doesn't go from 4,000 and change to 3,000, 2,000, whatever it might be, Ethereum is going to have a sustained run and probably pop at a certain point in time. So I think that's something you're going to want to keep an eye on as well. Outside of Ethereum too, one of the things I wanted to talk about, just from really a just from the perspective of investing, I want to say that when you are looking at investing, what you really want to do, at least in my opinion right now, is that so many of these coins, really no matter what happens, it's not a matter of if these coins are going to pop, if it's a good coin, if it's a good cryptocurrency. It's a matter of when. So in my opinion, really what I'm starting to kind of understand, what I'm starting to leverage is the fact that these cryptocurrencies are going to pop at a certain point in time. It's just a matter of when that might happen. So what you want to do, at least in my opinion, or what I'm trying to, starting to do, and it is hot as hell in my car, so apologies right now. If you can see here, I'm kind of hanging out in my car, and it is in Jersey right now. It's just 79 degrees, but apparently this is like a death trap in my car because I'm freaking hot as balls. So if you're listening to this as well in the podcast, sorry. But as far as things go within these cryptocurrencies, so back on CoinMarketCap, and there have been a number of cryptos within the past week or so that have had these really, really nice pops. Whether it's Litecoin today, in the past really couple days, going up 20-25+%, or if we're looking at something like Monero, right now it's down 3% on the day, but Monero went from $50 and change up to $130 right now. So, and there's also been some other ones like Lisk as well that's had a really nice run. But in my opinion, what this has kind of taught me seeing this, and I'm not in on Monero, I'm not in on Litecoin, I'm not in on all these cryptocurrencies, but watching this happen, what I understand and what I'm trying to kind of start to understand is that you really want to pick these cryptocurrencies that that have strong fundamentals, that you really believe in, and eventually, if you're not buying them on the highs, if you're not buying them at the very tippy top, if you might buy them on a pullback, eventually they're going to recover and they're going to come back. If you're buying shit coins, if you're buying these crappy altcoins in the below 100, below 150, below 200, if you're just taking risks like that, things might not turn out well. But if you're buying an established coin that has really good tech and a good supporting team behind it, eventually it seems like basically everything in this market is going to turn around, or is going to kind of pop off. So I'm starting to think of, and I'm starting to look at different places where I think the tech is really strong, the team is really good, but maybe it just hasn't moved as much lately. And that's in a lot of cases Ethereum. Ethereum is still off its all-time highs. It's not there yet, but at the same, to the same token it is a really, strong, a strong team, strong technology, and it's something that in a lot of cases I think that it's lagged behind Bitcoin in its rise. It's lagged behind a lot of these altcoins. So that's something that kind of goes to that thesis, in my opinion, of the technology is there, everything is moving the right direction, just the price hasn't moved yet. And that's something that you can see in Monero. That price has obviously moved a significant amount. Litecoin, that price has moved a significant amount. And then there's also the different kind of market themes, like looking at something like Monero and these privacy coins that are coming out and really, really doing well. The technology has always been there, just the price hasn't necessarily been there as much. So I think that's been really interesting to see kind of how these have continued to move and adapt. And I think, in my mind, as far as it goes, you want to, don't always chase these short, quick turn games. Don't always chase the FOMO. Find coins that you're passionate about, that have some level of that, you understand the technology behind, you have a solid thesis behind investing, because I do think eventually they are going to, in a lot of cases, they're going to pop off, they're going to go up. And that's kind of what I'm thinking about with Ethereum, is eventually within the next month, 2 months, Ethereum is going to pop off, and it's going to, go from this nice steady rise to all of a sudden I'm going to open up Blockfolio one day and it's going to go from 337 to 400 to 450 potentially. And when that comes, I'm going to be excited about it because I'm obviously invested in it, but I'm also going to be able to, hopefully look back at that and learn a lesson. And I think that's, what's really important, is just teaching yourself what this means kind of every single time, and learning as much as possible about these markets. And I do think that as long as you, right now we are obviously in a bull market, as long as you can continue to invest in value plays where the technology is there and where you're comfortable putting your money, that's going to be a great move in the long run. Obviously, as things turn bearish, it might be a different situation, but that's kind of my thesis for right now. things can change, but I'm looking to find those value plays with strong technology that maybe hasn't moved as much as the rest of the market, because they're going to come back eventually as well. So I'm excited about that. I'm looking at some other specific coins outside of Ethereum that might be able to kind of fall into that thesis, like a Monero that I missed the boat on. I missed the train on. A lot of people are talking about it, but I missed the train on. And, I'm absolutely going to admit that. I caught the train on some other things. I caught the train on Neo. I caught the train on OMG. But, I'm trying to find the next thesis around, what might move and where I can kind of find those types of gains. So I'm excited to look at that and determine that. And as I continue to do so, I will definitely let you know kind of where my head's at. But right now, I am very bullish, on Ethereum and where this could potentially go in the near future. I think that it's something to really keep an eye on if this steady increase keeps going. Obviously things could change if a big drop happens, if something happens with Bitcoin, whatever it might be. But I think there's going to be a really, really nice run as Ethereum moves into these technical advancements that are going to happen in September, and more kind of announcements come probably from the Enterprise Ethereum Alliance, things like that. But it'll be an exciting point in time to see. So if you have any questions about this, or if you have any coins that you think might pop off, or are going to be a good long-term investment, things that are maybe undervalued right now, I'd love to hear your thoughts on them in the comments below. That'd be great, so I can kind of evaluate that and investigate what might potentially be there. But please let me know. That would be fantastic. And if you like this video, if you enjoyed kind of what I had to say, that'd be fantastic. If you hit the subscribe button if you're new here, that'd be awesome. Also hit the like button so I can just get this out to as many people as possible. It's been incredible talking to so many people in the community and watching this channel grow. So I really appreciate everybody's time here, whether you're subscribed, whether you're not subscribed, whether you're a first-time viewer or you've been here for a while. Thank you so much for your time. Rob from Crypto Bobby, signing out. Peace.